introduction.
Warm indeed.
It was very hot and powerful. And energy as well, because after you've done like a full day's worth of work, you come home and you just want to sit down, eat bread and watch Netflix.
Eat bread, I mean, I can relate because I used to work part-time. Everything that God creates is meant to grow it grows from a seed and then it becomes a tree. And even that, there's a cycle. The tree pollinates the soil again and then that grows into, you get it? So
come on,
don't break your hand.
That's really feeling it. Yeah, I think managing time now, I realized that I actually can't do everything when I got back into it, because there were like requests and then they just started piling and I was just like, okay, first of all, I actually can't do everything, because if I have this attitude of, oh yeah, I can take on every job,
for money.
I just set myself up for failure because there was no time at all. I really just joined you this way.
Hi guys, welcome to mochunkstv and welcome to another installment of Chit Chat with Mo, where we talk about life experiences. I give you guys some advice and put my own spin on it. So as you guys can see, we have somebody amazing in the building.
Oh, thank you kindly.
He's really cool.
Oh God.
Knew that was coming. So I have my amazing friend. It's ManLike.
Hey guys.
AKA Michael Kyle. AKA the coolest kid in graphics design.
Amen, I claim it.
AKA
I claim it.
Somebody who drags us via graphics, talking about sin and stuff, triggering us through the medium of just graphics.
All the...
Check it out. He's really cool.
Oh, hey everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for the warm introduction.
Warm indeed.
It was very hot and powerful. Yeah, my name is Michael. Most kind of said everything, so I don't even know what else to say. But yeah,
hot and powerful.
Wow.
Are we in church?
It's okay. It's okay.
You don't know what's when they're introducing the guest minister.
Wow.
They have to just add the Jara to the story, and we have to make it cool. Like you. Sorry, I just have to, like every second,
every time,
remind him that he's really cool. Okay, let's go into it. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, sorry.
That's fine.
So, do you want to describe, because for those that don't know, what do you do? So,
I am a graphic designer. I work across print, digital, animation, that kind of thing. So was working previously for a year, and then I took the jump into freelancing again.
Yeah, what was it like working as a full-time graphic designer?
It was mad because there was actually a lot of things that I had to do. So it wasn't just graphic design, it was a bit of video editing, videography, a bit of photography, and the various things that I had to do. Literally just covering all
So you
bases.
were like a junior creative?
Pretty much, yeah.
Everything media related, you were able to kind of do. Was it good having structure? Because I think that's a major difference between being freelance and working for someone.
Yeah.
Although within both, you're working at something you love. Within a 9-to-5 sector, it's more you have tasks that you have to complete.
Yeah.
So what are the differences?
Well, I guess obviously, like you said, structure, that's really important. So working, it wasn't even 9-to-5, it was 9-to-6. That extra hour really does something. But
imagine,
having that set time where, okay.
And I like naps, so.
Good luck. Nah, okay, you couldn't nap.
Could you nap? No?
Maybe during lunchtime.
Yeah.
We had a little play area.
Yeah, where the office dog used to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I went to visit one time.
Mo came round.
Yeah.
And we would literally try and nap, as much as we can.
Yeah.
We could even in that area.
Yeah.
But it was kind of okay, everybody be focused. We've got work to do.
Focused in life, yeah.
Because to be fair, I think the company that I worked for was a startup, so that environment is completely different to maybe your more traditional media companies.
Yeah.
And this was for a corporate events company, so we had events back to back basically.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of production. One day it was print, the next day it was other stuff, other media things, and then trying to get animation done. So we were constantly on the ball with churning out content. And when you're working, in an area where it's quite fast paced, it's almost like you just have to really, like, structure is everything, organization is everything. So from 9 to 10, 10 to 11, like, split up my days in chunks and stuff.
And did that affect, like, your personal stuff? Because I know you obviously have a YouTube channel. What other stuff do you do personally as well?
And just kind of create, like, visuals and stuff for, like, Instagram. So even stuff like that, I had to, like, cut it because there was no time at all. I really just joined you this.
That was very in sync. Wow.
No, I liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
But YouTube stuff, I did kind of want to take a break anyway, but it was hard finding the extra time and energy as well, because after you've done like a full day's worth of work, you come home and you just want to sit down, eat bread and watch Netflix.
Eat bread, you know. I mean, I can relate because I used to work part-time. For those of you that know, like, I worked in the healthcare sector, so we had like 12-hour days.
And your hours as well were...
Yeah, very, you know, I don't know if I'm working on a Monday this week, it might be a Friday next, so it was very, I kind of had to be very flexible to my approach at that time, and I did find that I used to get very burnt out. So like, if I was to work today now, the next day getting up would really hard.
Struggle.
Yeah, because, and I worked really far from home as well, so I'd be up by like 5 a.m, come back, and then maybe, you know, eat and sleep kind of thing, and then the next
prepare for the next day.
And I found that I used to try and do stuff for MCTV, lunch hour, break time, or times when if something's going on in the TL, for example, because obviously you guys know we do what's trending, something's hot and, you know, it needs to be delivered at that time, and it's post something, I'd sneak off to like the laundry room to go and, you know, and if you get caught, like it was a school as well, so it's quite sensitive. You're not meant to be on your phone. You can get in trouble. Like there's been cases of people like literally being sent home, and it's not like a place where you can just get the tube, like, you know. So if you get sent home, it's peak for you. But that was my experience with working for someone. You know, I've only really worked in the healthcare sector as an adult. Prior to that, I used to just do, you know, the part-time jobs that you guys, you know, young people do anyway. So, but yeah, that is, I think, one thing that I think we both have in common, in the sense of getting burnt out, finding the energy after work to do your own personal projects. And at the end of the day, being a creative, what, you know, fuels your passion is your personal projects more than what you do for other people
100%.
as well, if that makes, I don't know if that's kind of your experience.
I agree. I think to add on to what you just said, like, as creatives, we like to create. So if we're not even like creating the things that are like dear to us or working on certain projects, it's almost as if we're not. And not necessarily for money either. Yeah, just for your own personal like well-being. Yeah. It's like a release. So imagine you're working back to back and you're now, I know your situation was different, but for me, you're like kind of using your creative skills, but for something else, which I didn't mind and I was happy to do. Yeah. But when you're devoting so much time to creating something for someone else, and you've completely like neglected your own work, it affects your, you know, it affects your mental health, I guess. It affects your moods and all of these things, because like you said, like your personal projects are kind of like your baby as well. I mean, linking it back to like, I guess, because we're both people of faith, and I know like, because we had this conversation behind the scenes before we brought it to camera, and I think we both understand that sacrifice and serving people is important. I think that's 100%. Anybody that's going to be great, you need to understand service. Anyone that does business, you can't be a business owner without knowing how to serve people. What are their needs, and how do you meet those needs? So it is important to work on other projects and stuff, but then when you now begin to neglect your own, I think it's all about finding the balance at the end of the day. Because David was a server. And, you know, Michael Todd has been dragging both of our necks recently with his latest series. What's it called? Marks? There's another one. It was Ducks in a Row. Ducks in a Row. Yeah. Wow. That one put a lot of stuff into perspective. Yeah. Wow. So it's coming back again. It's coming back, the lashes. He spoke about the parable of like the talents. And he was just mentioning how there was a table, if you have your ducks in a row and you're not basically being prepared or living in fear. So if you had your ducks in a row, you were like utilizing, let's say, your gifts, you were organized. I can't remember some of the other stuff, I'll be honest. But literally he said the people that were like the person that sowed like the talents into the ground, he basically just said, cut long story short, like he described myself. So, and a lot of other people where, you know, God has literally said, okay, this is what you should do. And I'd be like, oh God, I don't know. That, oh God, it's not the right time. Or, oh God, I'm
not
scared.
ready.
Or, oh God, I have to wait for the perfect moment.
Yeah.
And God's just literally looking at you like, will you just shut up your mouth and just get to work?
God said that? Mike, God said that?
Okay, maybe not shut up your mouth, but you know, he's just looking at you
God.
like...
That reminds me of one Nigerian comedian that was telling us the story of Jonah in pidgin English. And she said that God said, Jonah, you know the hair word. And I said, God said that. God really said to you the hair word.
Sorry.
What was that, Mike?
You know the hair word. No, but you know what I mean. Like God just, because in a way, to be fair, because in that. In the scripture, he basically came for the guy and said, look at you.
But he didn't say, you know the year word.
He didn't. But if you see the energy that the master came.
Oh yeah. He said, you wicked servant.
You wicked servant.
Yeah.
Like you could have at least put the talents.
You could have invested it.
You could have at least put it in the bank and it would have got some money. And one thing that in the scripture that like really resonated with me was the fact that he said like not for real, because he was like you even know that like I reap from places like I don't sow. I'm trying to remember. So like
so I think that really highlights, you know, why it's important to explore your talents and do something with what God has given you. And I was watching a sermon yesterday, sometime during the bank holiday weekend, and they were speaking about how if you look at everything, even if you look at nature, forget the spiritual side of things, everything that God creates is meant to grows from a seed and then it becomes a tree. And you know, even that, there's a cycle. The tree pollinates the soil again, and then that grows into, you get it? So
come on,
don't break your hand.
Sorry. That's really feeling it.
Oh, why did you spoil a good point?
No, keep going.
So it's a cycle. Your talent, you know, everything that God has deposited even within you. Imagine yourself as a soil and the fertile ground that God has placed something inside of, and you need to water it and allow it to germinate, and then water other people as well, and then let them grow, and then you carry on and you carry on and you carry on.
No, it's really, you remind me, there was a book I read called Images and Idols. Reclaiming creativity, basically.
Okay. The one about like Christianity and
Christianity and creativity, and they made this point where they said, obviously, you know, with our creativity we serve God, so that's like the vertical relationship, but then through worshiping God through our creativity, we're actually also helping others, because you know, we don't just do it for God. Anything that we do when it comes to purpose or when it comes to worshiping God immediately like benefits others. And through, you know, for example, you have this platform MCTV, and through you actually following what God has told you to do, you're blessing others, helping others with this platform.
It's never been about us. At the end, every single I believe every single person carries purpose with them and carries something that, even if it's not even on a big scale, some people are called to be an amazing mom, for example. Some people are called to be an amazing daycare what do you call them, teacher, and empower young from the youth. From there, some people are called to be media mogulettes, some people are called to be amazing graphic designers. So in whatever calling that, you know, you're in. Sorry, my nails are actually expired. I thought you'll see the 3 over there.
Oh my God.
They're expired, but keep distracting myself. But God has called us to be effective in whatever office you find yourself. It's a verse in the Bible that says, whatever your hands find to do, make sure you do it well and do it unto the glory of God. As if you are serving God, not necessarily your boss, even if you do work a 9 to 5, but you're doing it to glorify God at the end of the day. So you do it so diligently that somebody comes to you and says, oh, my good and faithful servant, and in that way you're actually pleasing to God.
And then he'll come and add some more.
Exactly. So Michael, now that you're freelance, and obviously we know that the 9 to 5 there's a bit more structure. Like, what's it like managing your time and your projects?
Okay.
Yeah, because I know you're well sought after in the graphic design world.
We thank God.
Yeah, hallelujah.
We really thank God. No, actually, we really thank God, because in Chile, when we started, it was crickets, for real.
Yeah.
But I think managing time now, I realized one that I actually can't do everything. When I got back into it, because there were like requests, and then they just started piling, and I was just like, okay. First of all, I actually can't do everything, because if I have this attitude of, oh yeah, I can take on every job
for money,
I just set myself up for failure. Because again,
and you're actually spoiling your own reputation, because you upset a few customers, and then the word will get around that Mike guy, talented, but
the triggeration. But it's so true. So I think with that, it's caused me to try and basically be more selective with the projects that I choose. And it's been a struggle, because initially I had to take on quite a few things in order to like get the ball rolling. So sometimes you work a bit overtime, you do extra hours, you're working through the night maybe. I'm probably gonna have to do that this evening for one project, but I know that eventually you'll get to a point where I find my rhythm again. And I know last week and this week especially, I'm trying to get in the habit of just literally sitting down in one place, setting time.
Sit down in one place,
Because it's so easy to get distracted, especially when you're at home as well, and not in like an office environment. It's just easy to just, oh yeah, what's in the fridge? Or let's try and pick up something, or let's just go and watch some TV.
Let's go and disturb Auntie Bookie. Auntie Bookie, I don't know where that came from. I mean, now that things are like flowing a bit more and there is more work and stuff, it's that whole, you need to find a bit more discipline. So with greater blessings come greater responsibilities. And I remember, you know my routine. In bed by 10 p.m. Nobody must disturb me past that time. And then I try to get up for like 6 to go to the gym. And obviously I start my day from like 9. So it's very like floaty and airy-fairy, and I do what I like and I do what I say, and nobody can tell me anything else.
That's why she's a medium lookalike.
Yeah, and then client work started to roll in a bit more. I had to like spend a bit more time in the office. So late nights, I started to really feel. I remember I saw Courtney Daniela. You guys probably know her. I saw her going to her office at like 10 p.m. or something like that. She's going to her salon. I think that's what it's called.
Her studio.
Her studio. And she had like hair to do and stuff. And I was just like, wow, like, that's dedication. Little did I know the amount of bookings that were coming from me the next week. And it was almost like God was saying, let me give you a taste of what what it really means to be successful. Like, if you're really making money as a creative, you're going to work hard.
Yeah, it's people look at freelancing and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm be my own boss. I don't want to work under any man.
I'm so done.
It's work.
You have several different bosses. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have several. Every client is a boss. That
various people that you need to like make happy and make sure you deliver on. But at the same time, like, we love doing it. But at times, even this thing that we love, sometimes you wake up and you actually don't want to do it. But you have to be disciplined and wake up and do
on the flip side as well, I do love the fact that if I do want to take a break, I can. It's just that I won't make money.
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
I think that's one major. I can take time for myself if I really, 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 really need to take time off. It's just that there's no sick pay and all that great stuff. What's been your favorite thing about this journey so far? I know when you were working in your 9 to 5, you traveled a lot, so that looks really exciting.
No, it baffles me all the time because I really didn't have a passport. Like, it really expired and I just never renewed it.
Yeah. How did you travel?
No, I didn't. Who was traveling? I stayed in this.
No, but when you traveled.
No. Oh no, I got one after. So, because I'm born and raised in this country.
I'm so done. Please.
But just literally like a testimony in that is like I had a really big gig before getting my job, and that provided me with like money to renew my passport and do a lot of other things. Yeah. Then literally, I obviously need that passport in order to like travel to all of these places to do work. And I didn't even I remember the interview, they're like, oh yeah, so there's a chance that you get to travel with this job. And me, I was just thinking, okay, cool, great. I just actually want to like do design. I actually just need a job. I really don't care at the moment. And then as it started rolling in with like all the dates, my mom and I were just looking at each other like, this makes no sense. But it's so funny saying that because I think it was almost like I didn't have time to be like, oh my god, wow,
you kind of had to just roll with it.
You just had to roll with it and get into that that myself.
That's
okay,
definitely
I'm
something I'm
to work.
experiencing right now. I think something that we spoke about more on the spiritual side of getting into the rhythm of where God is taking you, and you kind of try your best not to miss a beat, because once you get into the motion, another thing sets in place, and then another thing sets in place, and then another thing sets in place, and you have to be at the right place at the right time each step of the way, to make sure that you're actually reaching purpose. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, and with that, that's all we have for you guys today. Make sure you like if you liked it. Comment down below the things we spoke about. Do follow Mike on all his socials. I'll put it here.
Thank you, kindly.
And below. Until next time, guys. Peace and love.
Peace and chunks. You're supposed to do that.
But now it's easy to see.
Wow.
This is really off key.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Wow.
That was really bad.
I will keep it for praise and worship only.
I'm so done. They allowed you in the choir?
Wow. Actually, someone was like, why don't you join? So he tried at me again.
You know when the church is growing this?
Wow.
They still did
That's
that.
so rude.
You are?
Oh God, is this still recorded?
I'm finished.
Yeah, it is.
You know that.